Started off with a beautiful breakfast. Honestly, I'm supposed to know the restaurant's name because their food was so delicious. I actually went back even the second day. But anyways, hi YouTube and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Hulda. And if you are a returning subscriber, a returning subby, a do or die, you must know by now, if you are following me on Instagram as well, that we are exploring Scotland. And to be specific in this video, we are in Edinburgh. So, if you want to see all the places we've been to, if you want to see how Scotland looks like, the life in Scotland, the countryside, the CBD, please continue watching. Please join me on this great adventure as I explore the great outdoors and iconic landscape of Scotland, the rich cultural history, the beautiful historic places, and enjoy days out, stretching legs and expanding our minds. Johnny Walker, Johnny Tende. So let me school you guys. This is not called a train. It's not a train, alright? It's called a tram. And it uses the same road as the cars and buses, except it has its own tram line. It also stops at the traffic lights, and it's so reliable because it can carry so many people. It's a bit faster than the cars and buses, obviously. So the transport system here, it's just top tier. I tell you, top tier. This building right here is called the Scott Monument. Such a breathtaking view. Standing proudly in Princes Street Gardens, the Scott Monument is one of the most iconic Edinburgh landmarks. It's actually dedicated to Sir Walter Scott, and it is said that it's one of the largest monuments to a writer anywhere in the world. Inaugurated in 1846, the Scott Monument is actually a Gothic monument built in honor of the Scottish writer. The building is 200 feet tall, that is 61 meters. It is blackish in color, giving an airy beauty. The spire is decorated with 64 figures representing various characters from the writer's novel. So it is a difficult climb, they say, and if you want to climb to the top of the tower, you have to go up to 287 steps, which are divided into 4 levels where you can stop for a while and explore if you wish. And as you ascend further up the spiral staircases, it becomes more and more difficult since the walls get narrower and the stair becomes unsteady. Although the climb can seem endless and a little bit agonizing, the effort will have been worthwhile once you reach the summit, because obviously you'll enjoy one of the best views of Edinburgh, unless you suffer from claustrophobia or have a problem that makes it impossible for you to climb to the top of the Scott Monument. There's a white marble statue of Sir Walter Scott that shines when the rays of sun hits it. Edinburgh is recognized as the capital of Scotland since at least the 15th century. That is since 1437 to be specific. And it is the seat of the Scottish government and the Scottish Parliament. This is where they reside, and I will give you a proper view in the next video. On the screen, this is the entrance to the castle. I will give you a little bit more details later. Tell me you're in Scotland without telling me you're in Scotland, right? This is for men. I think that's for babies. The shop is quite big. So many things. But at the moment, we are in one of the shops where they are selling so many, how do you call them? Souvenirs, selling so much Scottish attires with that kilt pattern and just so many little things that you can take with as a tourist. And at the moment we are here also for a photo shoot. I had an opportunity to choose one of the dresses and wear like the ancient Scottish woman, and unfortunately they do not allow videos, so I couldn't really capture that, but I will give you guys a little sneak peek of how that photo shoot went.
There you go.
Thank you.
So we're usually not allowed to take up.
You're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to.
Oh, okay. shall not lie, I felt like the mother of dragons. You know how we have our own traditional material? The Vambus call it Odelela, the other African countries like the Congolese call it Kikwembe. The Scottish people also have their own called the tartan, which is actually a pattern cloth consisting of the crisscross, horizontal, vertical bands in multiple colors, and then it forms simple or complex rectangular patterns. So you'll find it in different colors: green, red, pink, purple, and that's how you recognize a Scottish person. So what you see right now is the Edinburgh Castle, which is one of the most existing historic sites in the Western Europe, set in the heart of Scotland's dynamic capital city. It stands on the Castle Rock, which has been occupied by humans since at least the Iron Age, they say. FYI, if you do happen to visit Scotland and you want to get into the castle, you need to book 3 days in advance. I couldn't get in. I didn't get a slot. I didn't book in advance, so we unfortunately are not getting into this castle. I was so sad because it was once the residence of the Scottish monarchs, but now it serves as a museum. I'm going to talk about that building a little bit later. So if you do happen to visit Scotland and you want to see the Edinburgh Castle, please be sure to book in advance to guarantee entry. But no worries, I'll take you guys to other castles. So they do say that the castle is home to the most brutal deaths in history, and it even inspired Game of Thrones. So much death, torture, and execution happened here, as in real life stories. For now, let's talk about this beautiful cathedral you see in front of you. The cathedral, founded in 1124 by King David I, has been a working church for almost 900 years. It is one of Scotland's most important churches and home to the Scottish Reformation, making it a source of turbulent religion history. It is free and open to all to worship, to visit, and experience music, art, and history within its walls. I find it actually ironic that they do turn their churches into other extracurriculum activities. Like there's this other church in New Haven, where they turned it into a rock climbing building. So you go there for rock climbing. It's a church, but you do rock climbing. Anyways, this cathedral was established nearly 1,000 years ago in the 12th century. Its current building was constructed between the 14th and the 16th century, giving it its beautiful Gothic style. There's so much history involved with this cathedral and so much carving if you look at the building entirely. I do not have the time to get into that, but please be sure to look at their website. They do have a little bit of history that you can read upon, and they do also hold like live choirs or concerts that people are welcome to go and check out. So if you're in Scotland and you want to see this place, please feel free. It's actually free. Okay, let me just enlighten you guys a little bit. So like I mentioned, there are so many splendid features, and you will not miss these intricate carvings on the roof of the chapel of the Order of the Thistle, which was Scotland's chivalric company of knights. It looks like heads or babies. That looks like a head, guys. Scary. So there's so much history happening here, and whether you are interested in the medieval Edinburgh or just intrigued to know about John Knox and the Reformation, or just want to know about the Scottish tradition that is still happening here, this is one of the places to be. There's so much to learn, and they say there's always like friendly and knowledgeable volunteer guards on hand to answer any questions, and they can reveal a few secrets about the ancient building. Unfortunately, I didn't actually see anyone that looked like a guard, so I was just, feeding the eye. So let me give a little bit of history about John Knox. He's considered to be as one of the founder of the Scottish Reformation, which was established in 1560. John Knox unfortunately provided a catalyst for his ambitious revelations of reform and dedication to adopting the national beliefs of the Scottish realm. So what is known of Knox's early life is limited, but people do believe that is of humble origin, characterized by poverty and health issues, which undoubtedly provided a foundation for his struggle for change. and they do say that he was brought up in a very poor family, so much poverty, and no one to recommend him. Therefore, it comes as no surprise that Knox chose to work to achieve a better status for himself and to use his passion for Protestantism to enhance his social position and to improve his financial status or situations. So the Scottish realm at the time of Knox's existence was under Stuart dynasty and Catholic Church. Knox blamed the economic grievancy amongst the poor upon those who had the political power to change the situation, most notably Maria de Guise, which I kind of, agree with him. Anyways, even in nowadays, honestly, those that are in power have, the privilege of changing the situations. So Maria de Guise, the regent of Scotland, meaning she's acting as a regent for the monarch. That is the person appointed to administer a state, because the monarch is in a minor or absence or incapacitated, and she was actually a member of the governing body. So Maria de Guise is or was the mother to Mary Queen of Scots, and she was the regent of Scotland then. I'll give you guys a full detailed story of why she was then the acting and not Mary Queen of Scots at that time. But on her return to Scotland in 1560, Queen Mary Stuart, or as she is more popularly known as Mary Queen of Scots, this political grievance of Knox against those in charge and his ambition to reform the nation church of Scotland so far to establish the Reformed Protestant Church, leading to a Protestant Reformation which would alter the governments and belief systems in Scotland. So long story short, Mary remained strictly Catholic, but Knox was then pushing forward with the Protestant reforms. She eventually lost her crown and was sent to England under house arrest. The Scottish Protestant had control now, and Protestantism became the religion of the realm.
Thank you. And if you are filming for Facebook or TikTok, that's the aspect ratio, right? You know this, right? If you're filming for Facebook and YouTube, do that, because that's the better aspect ratio, okay? Now if you are filming for social media, you remember one thing, hashtag the cobbled mile. It's my book, The Cobbled Mile, that you can get as well. Now watch this. It's a book all about the Royal Mile. Everybody's buying it, now watch this. Guys, keep your eye on the 10. You got this? You got this, Lindsay? You're watching this, kids? And then the finale, okay? Watch. Keep your eyes on the 10. Do not take your eyes away from the 10. Keep your eyes on the 10. I did say 10, Lindsay, wasn't it? Or maybe it's a bit more.
How did you do that?
I just changed a £10 note with my bare hands into a 20, and what I'm looking at is this.
How'd you do that?
I give these away every other week. Oh, you want to see stuff? You didn't let me borrow your money. There you go, Lindsay. Thanks a lot. It's just that this is the other week. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just let me ask you a polite question. Are you enjoying today?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying today?
Yeah.
Well, out of all the people that I've had the opportunity to entertain, you guys have been the most patient and the most forgiving, and I appreciate you. But I've got to share this with you anyway. I hate talking about it, but I've got to do it. Because at the end of my show, I put my hat out on the table. I ask you to give. If you can give, give. If you cannot give, give. I might be wondering how much my show is worth. If you give me a 20, I'll go home happy. If you give me a 50, I'll go home very happy. If you give me 100, I'll go home with you. For 150, I'll make you happy. Look, if your kids get that joke, you're a bad parent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, watch this. If you give me a £20 note, if you give me £20, as I said, that would be cool. Some people can't afford that. Some can afford a 10, some can afford a 5. But what you can afford for sure is a huge round of applause for Lindsay for letting me borrow a £10 note. I'll come down to Mexico. A round of applause for Lindsay, please. Now watch this. Watch. You watching this, buddy? Love the t-shirt, by the way. Love the t-shirt. You're welcome. Where are you from? Can I ask? Is that okay? Where are you from? America. Oh, wicked. Are you enjoying Edinburgh? Well, here's the thing. You're on vacation. I've had work in America. I've worked in America. I didn't have a work visa. I had a great time in the States. Now watch this. You're going to get a great view of this. This is going to be a great memory. You guys are going to love it. These kids are going to. I mean, look at these lovely children, eh? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Evil. Stop twerking, it doesn't look good. He's a cute kid. Watch this. Kids, you can't beat them, right? It's against the law. Now watch. Where would we be without children, eh? Amsterdam, Munich, Japan, China, everywhere. You guys are great, really are. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now going to make the ball change into an orange. Oh, by the way, if you don't carry cash, COVID sorted that out. I've got a QR code, right? You've got an expensive phone. You scan the code, you click it, then you follow through. If you take me 20 online, you get the book for free. If you take me 10 online, you get a 20% discount. If you take me 5, you get a thanks. And if you want to pick one of these, please do. Watch this. Here we go. Making the ball change into an orange. You ready? Yeah! A bit more enthusiasm would be nice. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Oh, Greek? Salam alaikum. Yeah, it looks a lot better on that side. Because I did that, wasted time, the ball is now changed into an orange. Thank you. Now for the intelligent ones, I call it the Schrodinger moment. Anybody? Yeah, you get it. But nobody laughs because it's quite funny. Yes, there's not a cap, but never mind. The thing is, if I didn't make the ball change into an orange, I can make the orange and change back. You don't press that. Don't watch the ball. Don't watch the hat. Watch this. Watch the cock. Why, Lindsay? Because that's where the orange is. See, there's an orange in there. There's an orange from there. There's an orange in there. You see this orange? There's another one in there. See, the thing is, that came from there. So did that, right? That's impossible. That's impossible. I know, right? It's pretty cool. The thing is, there's an orange in there. There's an orange in there. There's an orange from there. There's an orange in there. When I saw somebody do this 20 years ago, the audience went apoplectic with unfettered applause. That means they clapped. And the audience
Wow.
got crazy! Children, young people, money! In life is not the most important thing, right? Living life and loving others is.
True.
And the more you give,
The more you get.
the more I can live. But whatever you choose to do, guys, have a beautiful day. Enjoy the sunshine. Look after yourselves. Look after me.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
I like that sound. It makes me feel like I'm in the UK. Continue playing, please. Let's go to her. Wow. Surely in the UK with this sound.
Are they coming to play something? They are so English. They make me feel like I'm really in the UK. The dog watching, guys. Look at that dog. Scotland has so much history, and for me it's actually dark history. All the things, not all, but most of the things that we see happening in the series, such as Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, it's actually real life things that has happened. And I will be giving you guys more content about Scotland and its history. And if you have seen any important building, I know you must have, some of you that have noticed excuse me, you have noticed some important buildings that I haven't mentioned, and I will be mentioning them in the next video. So if you want to know more about Scotland and you are enjoying the current video, please do make sure to leave me a lovely comment down below, give me some thumbs up for the algorithm, and do not forget to subscribe, as I will be bringing you guys more history about Scotland. Oh my god, have this in Namibia. I think Africa in general. Woo, these birds know. Would you have an owlbird as a pet? Tell me in the comment section. I try to make my videos educational, not that you just enjoy the view, but you also learn with me. And if you are enjoying and learning, please do not forget to subscribe. And if you have learned a thing or two as well, please be nice and like this video. Don't forget to comment down below. Did you guys know that Queen Elizabeth II actually loved Scotland, and her relationship with Scotland and the Scots began in her childhood, and she actually had so many private as well as official visits throughout her 7 decades of her reign. But this is a story for another video. That's the castle. And this brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I will see you guys in my next video. There's so many other places that we're going to visit in Scotland, so if you want to see that, please do not forget to switch on your notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. For now, it's toodles. Haha, toodles.